Um, um, I did not realize I've been muted all this while. So, um, I was just explaining how Fridays I like to look at the weekly time frame and see how far we've come and see how far we have yet to go. So right now, uh, I'm expecting this low to be taken out, right? So yeah, uh, taking out then little retracement to close out for the week. So on the 4 hour, we're looking very bearish. I would have been very comfortable if we lagging. All right, I'm back. So I'd have been very comfortable if we came up into this 4 hour fair value gap. We marked it out. So this gap here, I'd have been very comfortable if we came into it, you know, before dropping. come into this, then we drop. That would be my preferred move, but it's still possible. At open, we might pump into here at open before going back down. That's for the 4 hour. Looking at the 1 hour move, that is very interesting, very interesting, I must say. Still, you see how this candle does not have a wick to it. I would like us to come here. I'm looking forward to us coming here. This is a, for me, buy side liquidity resting up here. Take here, then take down, or take down, then take up, whichever one. Alright, anyone is possible. So, uh, goal is not to predict but react. So when we see setups, we take it based on ideas we already had, not, you know, trying to predict what happens. If I was trying to predict now, I'll say, okay, I'll enter buys here to take out this high first. That's me predicting, but I'll wait for a setup that shows, okay, we're interested in going higher before uh, going down. So, looking at the 50-minute charts, okay, let me go back to yesterday. So, yesterday, we opened, this is market open 9:30. So, we opened around here. I was looking to take out these highs, you know, I was interested in seeing the market come up to 50% of London session marked earlier, but we didn't get there immediately at open. But we took out these highs here. These highs that formed these lows, we took them out, and for that reason, and we swept because we immediately retraced. So as soon as we had the CISD change of delivery, another block formed on the 2 minutes. I took a sell down to these lows. Now the market reversed. This would have been also a premium setup for me. We had a 15-minute sweep close with bullish intent. The only thing is I wasn't looking for buys, I was looking for sales, so I didn't take this longs into this 50% I was originally looking for. So as soon as we got up to 50%, we created these reversal signatures here, and I took another shot, which I held for the rest of the day all the way down here. Now, if that was, if I that now I was trading futures, so I couldn't hold on prop firms, I couldn't hold overnight. So imagine I could hold overnight. This would have been a killer of a move all the way down here. I wouldn't even be bothered about adjusting the move right now. I'll just be waiting for this key level my take profit in here. So that's that. So yeah, yesterday was a very good day. The kind of days I want to see when I eventually start to stack up accounts, CFD accounts preferably, because those I can hold overnight. You know, futures for quick money, CFDs for long trades. But yeah, um, so that was it. That's it. The recap of yesterday, basically. So we're looking for shots yesterday. We took this little one here, waited for a sweep of this area, waited for a reversal signature, and then we took it all the way down to here. Now, today, on the other hand, I want to see price coming to here. However, how does NQ look like on the 15 minutes? If we have SMT, all right, there you go. NQ looks much different. You can see this very little. This is a 4 hour chart on NQ, right? Comparing that with the one on ES, you'd see how this fair value gap here was not touched on ES, but it was touched on NQ very slightly. For me, that's enough, right? That's enough to suggest that okay, I can trust any move going lower first, right? So I can trust any move going lower first. So I'm just gonna go ahead and I like to have my NQ on this side because that's the one I trade mostly. Similarly, looking at the weekly chart on NQ, hmm, so, so this is What are we looking for on NQ today? Hmm. On the daily time frame makes sense because that's a key level. It makes sense that we go there. All right. So, but ultimately, I'm looking at this point for NQ as a target. This is my long-term target. My long-term target on NQ. You can see I marked that a very long time ago, like at the beginning of, I think almost while we were selling this month, I had marked. This is a monthly chart, right? Monthly candles. So while we were still here, I'd marked already this uh, point as my sell side liquidity. So we went back up, coming back down. I'm interested in seeing here eventually long term. All right, this 50-minute candle is looking like it wants to sweep these highs before taking these lows. We don't predict, we react. We react to what the market is having. So there's nice SMT, right? SMT is at the lows. SMT is smart money technique for those that do not are not familiar with ICT concepts. The smart money techniques it's when there is what's the word now? It's when there are two correlated pairs are not, there's a diversion, a divergence in the correlation of two correlated pairs. So this is supposed to be, see, when we print lower lows here, this one prints lower lows too. However, we have lower lows here and a higher low. So that's an SMT already. So it tells me that this little touch here is not enough. Although I believe that NQ might hold this high and not take it out, but I think ES might take it out. ES is the stronger one of both of them. NQ is much weaker. So market opens in about 3 minutes. I do not have an account to trade with, so I'm just going to use the profit and loss forecast tools on what's it called, trading view, long and short position. You see it live. Okay, so all right. So I also like to look at the 7 hour time frame. So looking at what we have here, so this is delayed, so I won't trust it. All right, so it's quite dicey. We have NQ looking very very weak on this one. Now because this is not live, I can't tell exactly where it is at the moment. But let me see. All right. So yesterday I took that trade. I didn't close it till the end of the day, so I lost it. Give back some of the profits. Well, at some point yesterday I was up 5,500. I was up 5,500 on the day. I was around 190 something in the ranks. So yeah, made it to the top 20%. That's a very big W for me. Very big W. Top 20% of traders that are already start for this. All you notice here is the person that was first yesterday during the New York session, morning session. There's nowhere to be found on the top 10 list. Nowhere to be found on the top 10 list. So the top 10 actually shuffled around a bit before the day closed. But man, this is some crazy PNL, 2,000 just for a price of $100. Since 2001 trading day. That's amazing stuff. It was an expansion day, quite alright, but still, it's an amazing feat. Some of these guys are very good. Alright, so that's that. So the next competition we have on Ninja Trader is coming up in 3 days' time. So that's Monday. Monday. Details include $1,000 for the first position, $500 for second to fifth, $200 for sixth to tenth, and $100 for 11th to 20th. So that's fair. That's nice. So prices go up to 20th on this one. Okay. You're allowed to trade 5 products: micro ES, micro Russell, micro gold, micro crude oil, and micro Nasdaq. So ES we have up to 8 contracts. That's nice. So most likely what I'll be doing will be taking ES and NQ at the same time. So for this consider market is open. No idea. All right, market is open. Let's see how we go. So there's a little no count as a gap. So we close bearish here. This SMT is not looking very nice. I'm gonna switch to the 1 minute though. I'm liking the formation of this candle, but still, I don't know. I'll wait for this 50 minutes. To be honest, I think I'll just wait. There's no point trying to rush it. I like the SMT, but this closed bearish. This also closed very bearish. Like there was no reversal at all in intent. However, this is trying to reverse. Now, should I trust this? I'm looking for this. Should I trust this? I'll have to wait. So I think I'll just watch it from the 1 minute. I can see both the 1 minute and the 15 minute on one candle on one chart rather. So um so this qualifies as the CIST right now. It's another block. This qualifies. Bro. I thought ES was a stronger one. Then there goes NQ flying. This also qualifies as another block. Well, this is terrible. Flat. Apologies for the background noise, though. So I see we are trying to respect this other block. Right. That's interesting to me. So let me see how we trade off from there. Alright. That other block has been destroyed. The other block has been destroyed. Now, should I jump in? Should I jump in immediately and start to look for this sell side? No. I'm still going to wait a bit to be sure because NQ is still presenting a very valid uh, buy, right? I like this. Came up into this 50% area almost. Just close. These are times where I start to panic, right? But I think ooh, there we go. So we're looking for this uh, sell side liquidity first. So I'm trying as much as possible not to panic while the market moves without me in any trade. Right, that's another thing I need to learn because old me would have hopped on this, trying to aim for this, but get slaughtered real quick. Another thing is trading with you data is a bit delayed. It's not fast. There's lag to it. So I'm getting late and choppy moves. So we had SMTs at these highs here. So this is one, two, right? This high and this high. So basically NQ came up into this high, you know. So ES is not the weaker one. Wow, that's amazing. I wanted to see kind of a retracement so I can take the shots into here, but no retracements. I'm just gonna have to watch this. If we do get a retracement on NQ though, that would be interesting. Uh, all right, there comes the retracement. So like I said, old me would have jumped into this somewhere here, traded here, put stop at break even, and then gotten stopped out, and then I start to tilt, chase price, chase moves. But I'm liking. We didn't come into this fair value gap still. Uh, we didn't come into that fair value gap. The high is 446.2, 446.2. So that's an equal high, right? It's an equal high. I would have loved to see that fair value gap at least. NQ is just falling. You know what? It's better to be out than be in and chopped, to be very honest. And I've been chopped by something like this in the past. So we watch and wait. Another thing is, old me would have taken a shot because of these weeks, right? I would have taken a shot here, and immediately you can see how the candle start to print against me. Now you see how Nasdaq keeps falling. And ES is not going anywhere. ES is going back up to that fair value gap. Interesting. Let's see if we can get an entry on ES. All right, so a close below these candles would be potential sell for me. Right, good target here. I hate that Nasdaq just keeps going, man. Come on. For now, my reducing for Nasdaq would be to up here. Come back up here and then boy, it just keeps falling. All right, there goes the divergence. Nasdaq keeps falling. ES keeps climbing. So I'm waiting for a close below. For me, it's still down here, really. Wow. All right, finally we get a bullish candle on Nasdaq. Ooh. Anyways, just watching and waiting. All right, back up into this other block. So what do we? Wow, wow. The reason I was not comfortable with this was we retraced out of nowhere, basically. Yeah, fair value gap, but I wanted a higher time frame confirmation, not just a 1 minute fair value gap, right? This would have been better, to be honest. This is better, but this liquidity was not completely swept out. A deeper retracement would have been preferred, which is why I didn't get into shots on this either. All right, so I'm waiting for a deeper retracement on either or both of them, and then I would assume SMT for the other. Now we could be coming back up into here, but till this closes, now as till this closes, right, and forms a bullish setup. By today I'm open to buying and selling, right? So just waiting. Okay, I'm waiting for next 4 minutes. 3 minutes now. So let's see how that goes. That's rather interesting. Well, this price action is not friendly. Right, this is really tempting to short on ES. It's really tempting. All right, I like this. So I'm gonna take a short. If I get stopped out, then fine. Blah blah blah. Doesn't is not can't get up to 2 hour on this. 2 hour is quite a stretch. All right, let's see if we get 2 hour. So my motivation for this now is we have a sweep of this liquidity here. We swept it, formed this quick displacement through FEG, fair value gap, back below this fair value gap here too. So I'd like to see, and also similarly on NQ, we have a retracement into fair value gap, quick breakdown with displacement. So I'd like to see us fall through, this my sell side liquidity. So yeah, so let's see how that goes. And also, yeah, SMT, right? SMTs at these highs. This is, let me mark that out. This is a very big SMT. So let's see how it goes. Another thing to note is 15 minutes. 15 minutes candle just closed. Originally, it was looking like it would close, to the upside, but hey, we closed back down here. So I'm confident in this sell because of this. This also is a classic candle closure. and the 15 minutes. So let's see how this trades around here. So we came back into this fair value gap. I want to see us quickly reject and continue to go down. Oh my. Alright, that's what we call a very deep retracement. And uh I've suddenly lost hope on this trade. Alright, so that'll be one early desktop out, so let's just wait. Okay, that's encouraging. Now, what that's encouraging. Okay, so I'm watching the NQ charts. We keep respecting this fair value gap and order block here. Let me mark that out. So, yeah, that's another block. Small, but hey, it is. It's also a very, 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 very easy to break order block. So, so let's see how it goes. Already, I can see the intent to break it. Oh, oh. All right, that's just it. That's ooh, stopped out. Okay, so doesn't invalidate this particular trade, but doesn't say we should buy. There's no interest. There's no reason to buy right now. Just the this particular trade has been validated. So I'm gonna wait for that setup. All right. So the bulk of trading is basically waiting, to be honest. But look how close we came here. And we're turning it from it. It reminds me of yesterday. Um, that would be on yes. So it reminds me of yesterday, right? Look how close we came to that 50%. Didn't touch it, we turned the way we took here. Then we came back to it before going back down. So this is what we call liquidity grabs, internal buy side liquidity taking, sell side liquidity taking, another buy side liquidity taking, and then we go for the ultimate sell side liquidity. Kind of sucks that this happened overnight though. But yeah, today is quite a peculiar day in the sense that we've already moved so much overnight. And that's a disgusting candle. See how close we are to the target. And just turn it around. All right, so 30 minutes is interesting. Okay, so on the 30-minute time frame, I can say I have, just delete a few of the drawings. I can say I have a under block here now on the 30-minute time frame. So we're looking for this highest. All right, so this is where I just get pissed because got stopped out trying to get this sell side. And to be honest, I panicked in this place. I panicked for this sale, rushed it. So a good way to play this would be to long Nasdaq, right? Right after this, right after this, what's it called? Other block that was formed. Now 2R is here. That's 2R, right? But I won't close at 2R. I'll hold it till ES gets to this point, which looks like that's where we're going. So that would be the ideal 2 hour trade. But hey, it's buying from almost just anywhere. There's no level to reference it to. Let me see. Nah, no level. So we'd have 2 hour right about now. So I'm looking for my next sell positions after we've taken this high, right? Take this high, then you sell. So what I want to do at 10 o'clock, or what I would like to see at 10 o'clock, retrace, pump, some consolidation, then dump back down here.
I agree that it must have been delayed, but how do I justify it? Most likely for what you want to do. So most
Hmm. Is this really delayed? Doesn't look delayed to me. It's just delayed by 10 minutes. But right here, you had 44 seconds left, which is the exact time currently. Okay, let me see what happens when the countdown closes. Does it open a new candle? If it does, then it's not exactly delayed. Okay, so a new candle doesn't come up, which means it is delayed. So I'm guessing the new candle will come in 10 minutes. Alright, let's get back here. So right now we're looking for longs into this place. Hopefully we get retracements. If we don't, then so be it. That's a very nice candle to closure on the 30-minute time frame. This could go much higher though. Could. So this is not very much. This trade was not very much my rules. So like I said, best thing is to long here. Now, right as this 30 minutes presented itself with the intent of going up and hold till, oh, very nice. Also coincidentally, that's London High. So you hold till London High and ES, not NQ, London High and ES, which you can see we're very close to already. I don't think we'll take London High and NQ though. If we are to retrace right after this, but there's a good chance we take it still. And this would have been what we call a banger trade. It's 4.6 hour. Very nice trade. We could have stand 5 hour. But then again, my strategy limits me to 2 hour. 2 hour, if I believe it's gonna go on, then I leave a runner if I can. If I can't, I close everything at 2 hour. So very nice idea. Just great. Very nice idea, just couldn't follow through on it. Let the market play me. It happens. So, but I still want to see shots right after that target, though. After that, guys, our liquidity is taken. If I don't get it, then so be it. All right, once again, oh, so we've come into that fair value gap on ES, right? But we didn't clear that buy side liquidity that I had marked. I still want to see that level get taken before I look for any sale. Yep, there we go. So this would have been my time to close out the trade if I entered on NQ. And you ask why? That's because NQ had a more defined order block, straightforward order block. Not so much points compared to ES. With NQ, I'll have like 4 hour plus on this by now. But with ES, it will be somewhere around normal stop over here. With ES, we'll just be getting, we've not even gotten 2 hour yet. So yeah, we've just gotten 2 hour just at this break. So NQ would have been a better option. Yeah. So let's wait for something that tells us, we're about to continue going down again. Mind you, we might not get it, but I'm hoping we do because this is just 10 o'clock, 10:06. So, and we still have a going up, which means we could go down. And when we do decide to go down, it will be easier to get sell setups, and it actually makes sense to get to go down because this would now be considered the week of the 1 hour candle, 10 o'clock candle, right? So what I want to see is close below here. I'm interested in sales. I want to sell ES over NQ because I think NQ is stronger. However, NQ didn't take London high, right? But ES did. So yeah. Currently folding my hands, doing nothing. Is something I've not done in a very long time while trading. I'm almost always in the trade, right? Chasing this or chasing that, back and forth clicking. So it's actually good that I'm able to fold my hands and just wait, right? Like I'm actually bored. Alright, so a close below that is a good sign. Alright, there goes London High on NQ. I'm interested in selling back down to the sales at liquidity. So I'm just waiting for a signature for sales. Alright, we might get a closure very soon. Alright, so 36 seconds left in that candle on the 3 minutes. There's a fair value gap there. I like a close below. Yes, I like that. I like how that has coming cleanly into here and preparing to go down back. I like this. So a bit of retrospect, right? Looking back, this trade FOMO. I I was unable to wait for a proper retracement and fail to consider that the whole move from open was the liquidity grab. A very good part of trading is waiting. All right, there we go. I like that. Right, I do, but I'd like to see. Okay, I'm also okay with the 1 minute. I'd like to see this 1 minute close lower though. I'd like to see this 1 minute close lower. Yeah, I'd like to see a proper close. So I'm not interested in being the first to sell. I also have a good feeling I'm not the only one waiting for this reversal to start. And for that reason, it might never happen. But let's see if we can displace below, right?